Hi guys from Stella Camera Girl. Sony has announced yesterday the launch of the Sony FX5. Is a new camera, very similar in terms of the form factor like the Sony FX3, and it cost the announcement now $5,000 compared to the $4,000 of the previous version Sony FX3. And they say that it's a little bit different camera. It's not an upgrade of the Sony FX3, and I would say in terms of the codecs and the footage quality, etc., but of the rest, it's pretty much the same camera like the Sony FX3. The exception is the codecs are this camera shoots in RAW 16-bit color. So 16-bit color is it has red cameras. It's a lot of information, and this is a really good thing. When a camera has the ability to shoot in 16-bit color. This is RAW, of course. For such a bit of color, it's needed to be in RAW format. And I want to say that I saw few videos that were made with these cameras. Most of them were made by the influencers. Some of them were made by the professionals paid by Sony to do it for the launching of this camera. And I could say that from what I saw, I was very surprised how different the footage looks. And once again, it was a confirmation for me that the camera doesn't matter if the person who uses it doesn't know what they are doing, or at least the colorist, it's not that great, let's say. So for example, the presentation footage that was done for Sony on the Sony Cine Alta YouTube channel left me kind of meh. When I saw it, I said, no, it's not interesting to me. It looks okay from the technical point of view. It's shoot correctly, it shoot okay, but it doesn't make me feel anything for that footage. The image, how can we make a term for this, to coin a term for this thing? It's like, it's for the music, it's a meloman. For the film lovers are cinephile, or kinoman, for example. In Russian is kinoman. But for the image itself, for the love of image, of beautiful image, I don't know if it exists a term. However, I want to say that I didn't like what I saw, but then I saw another video shot with the same camera, FX5, Sony FX5, and it was shot by a travel vlogger, and it looks completely different. It looks very beautiful in terms of the image, colors, and image in general. And I understood that the camera is really good actually. It cannot be not good. 16-bit RAW, it cannot be bad. But it depends who used it. Like, if you don't know what you are doing in production, in post-production also, if you shoot in log and you have to color grade it, and if you don't know how to color grade it properly, for example, I don't know how to color grade, so that's why I shoot all the time in camera presets, inside the camera presets, or if I do in log, sometimes I do logs, but never for something professional, always like tests. And I use the conversion LUT from Nikon Z, and then I color grade as little as I can, and the result is very good. Of course, it's very good, because I do not do too many things that are not needed, for example. But if I want to have a very interesting and cinematic looking image, I have to know how to do it properly, or I have to give it to someone who is very good in color grading, so that can make the image look as I want. For example, as I request, I can say that I want to this image to look like similar to this one, like a reference, for example, or to explain how I want it to look. And the professional colorist who knows everything, absolutely everything, how to do it, okay, I can do it. So it's and do the magic, yeah. So the point it is that if you are a camera maker and you give this camera to someone who doesn't know how to color grade, for example, who doesn't know how to use it properly, and make a video, and then you post this video on your Sony channel, for example, as I saw it, and people see it and say, what the? It doesn't look well. It doesn't look properly to me. It doesn't look like a cine camera to me, and I'm not going to buy this camera. So probably the marketologists of these companies have to be a little bit more aware of this thing, because people who are going to buy this camera, such me, for example, I'm not going to buy this camera, but I mean people who buy cameras for them, for their work, for hobby, it doesn't matter. They buy it based on the look of the image, also of the ergonomics, how you feel the camera, etc. But the look is super important, and you may get misled by somebody who doesn't know how to film or how to color grade, and said, no, it's not good, like my case, yeah, how I saw it yesterday. But then I saw another video and I said it's very, very good one. I like it, it's beautiful. However, I'm not going to buy this camera. Why? Because it's not much better than the previous one, for example, the FX3 and also the FX2, which looks very, very beautiful. And it cost $5,000 for just for the raw 16-bit. And it doesn't have anything that the Sony FX6 offers. For example, the Sony FX6, it's very, very important for filmmakers, especially for run and gun filmmakers, for documentary filmmakers, like I do documentaries. For me, it's super important to have ND filters, internal ND filters, yeah. Of course, at the moment, I do not have a camera that have ND filters. I use a hybrid camera, Nikon Z6 Mark III, which I really love for its image, for form factor, etc. But it's limited because of the ND filters. The ND filters are game changer for a proper work in the field. People who are working inside the studio, this is not important. Inside the studio you have the control of the light, and you do not pretty much never need any filters. But outside in the field, when you film wildlife, when you film documentaries, when you do run and gun filmmaking, whatever type of interviews, reportage, you need this feature, and it's one of the most important features. Yeah, the XLR ports, the SDI ports. SDI, for example, not for many is important. For me, for example, it's not important, but let's say I'm going to work with someone on a production and they request it. And for me, in that specific moment, it becomes important because they requested SDI and I do not have an SDI on my camera. Yeah, so these are things that make a camera cinematic. So Sony FX5, it doesn't have these parameters that it makes a camera to be a cinema camera. It's a video camera, super capable, very, very good camera with a super autofocus, the best autofocus in the world. Very, very beautiful image, absolutely beautiful. I love it. The image from FX2, FX3, FX30, the crop sensor, FX5 now, FX6, fantastic. But the FX line, not all, because the FX6 is also in this line, but it's another type of camera. It's the good one, the good one. The 2, the 3, the 30, and the 5 are not really cinema cameras. They can be used on the set as an additional camera. They can be used as a crash camera. They can be used as a camera for a drone, for specific type of footage. You put a camera on a drone because you need something from above to shoot, and because it's small, you can use it on a drone. Because it's small, you can use it on a gimbal. Today is very, very requested this type of shoot from a gimbal, but in film industry, gimbal is not very used, used as an instrument. It's pretty much never used, a gimbal on a film set. Yeah, on documentary, yes. On a film, they use different other types of things. They use cranes, they use dollies, they use sliders. They use for immersive thing, they use the Steadicams. It's nothing better than the Steadicam. Steadicam is a thing that make the footage look immersive. You cannot do the same thing with the DJI Ronin, with any type of the gimbals. It looks different on the gimbals. Gimbals are for another type of work. It's great for commercials. It's great for stories on your Instagram. It's great for documentaries, footage, wildlife documentaries. It's very beautiful, but it's not for film. Yeah, it's one time you use it in film just for a specific look. Yeah, but 99% never. You use different tools. So that's why in this camera it's not going to be used in film. Yeah, you can use it. Somebody used to make the creator, for example, on Sony FX3. I watched the creator, very beautiful film. I liked it. I usually do not like films that are coming out these days. I watch a lot of films, a lot of films. The creator, it was an exception. I like it. It looks very beautiful. And they shoot on the Sony FX3 sensor. So yeah, it's nice. It can be used, but most of the production will not use this camera for film. So you have 16-bit RAW, but how many of you will use it if you are a videographer? If you do, I don't know, if you are a videographer, I know people on YouTube like to call themselves filmmakers, although they never make a film in their life, and they are filmmakers. They do commercials or they do whatever they do, but they do not films, but they are filmmakers. Okay, call yourself a filmmaker. If you think that you have the right to call yourself a filmmaker, okay, call yourself a filmmaker, but it doesn't make you a filmmaker. Just because you call yourself a filmmaker, it will make you be a filmmaker when you will make a film. And a film, it's not a video. It's not a video on YouTube. It's not a video, a travel video. It's not a video that you do for YouTube like with music. It's not a music video. Music maker, not a filmmaker. And because of this, the job that you do, you're not gonna use the raw 16-bit from this camera. If you do interviews, if you do different kind of jobs, if you do a high-end commercial videos, you may use it, because raw in high-end commercials is requested, is the number one requested to be, because you can have the best quality of the film products, of people, whatever you shoot commercial, and you have a lot of room for manipulation and post-production with colors, special effects, and a lot of other things. But for other things, you're not gonna shoot in RAW. And Nikon ZR showed us that you do not use the R3D to make your videos, because it's huge. Nikon lost the game because they were greedy. I love Nikon. My first camera for shooting video was a Nikon 5000D. My first documentary in 2014 I shoot on Nikon. So I love Nikon. I love red. But whoever did this very, very stupid, greedy decision not to put inside the Nikon ZR, because I wanted to buy it. I have to buy it like a couple of months ago, 4 months ago, the Nikon ZR. I didn't bought it because it doesn't have the compression that has the red camera inside, like any red camera that has compression of the raw format file. So the Nikon ZR, it became simply a toy that you cannot use it for some big things, because the files are too huge, and you try a couple of times, then you understand that okay, it's a toy, it's not a tool. I cannot use it all the time. The files are too big to store it, to work with them in post-production, because it requires a powerful machine to handle these 6K raw files that are terabytes and terabytes for just one video. So whoever did this to Nikon did not did a favor. Nikon ZR, it's an absolutely amazing camera if they would put the tools from the red, and it will not be a concurrent to red. No, It will not be a concurrent to Red, because I still want to buy a Nikon ZR if it was better than now. And I still want to have also a Red Komodo X with the Z mount camera. I really want a real Red, because Nikon is not Red. They wrote there Red, but it doesn't have anything hardware from Red. It has only the software, not the software. It has only the codec, R3D, R3D, .r3D. Only this it has from Red, like the color science. That's it. Nothing else. Everything is from Nikon. Sensors, hardware, processors, everything is from Nikon. Same to my Nikon, like this. It's absolutely everything that it has from inside this my camera. They just put another brick, different brick, and they limit it, because my camera is better than the ZR in terms of H.265, H.264. Which I film now, an H.265 I film now, 1080p, and it looks gorgeous. 1080p, no post-processing colors from inside the camera. This is a ARP from inside the camera. It looks gorgeous. On the Nikon ZR, it looks bad. You can look Philip Bloom that made this test Z6 Mark III over the ZR H.265. It looks very bad. So that's why Nikon lost this. The guys from Sony told, oh, it's time to do something to be better than Nikon, because Nikon are behind us, and they are not behind us already. So they did the FX5, but FX5 is $5,000. In Europe it will be 5,000 euros, which is much more than $5,000. And Nikon ZR in Europe is 2,200 euros. 2,200 euros. Nikon ZR. 5,000 and 2,000. 6K. 6K internal RAW. Or 3D. 12-bit. But 12-bit is already a lot of data for colors, not to have any bending and to have amazing colors. Those who watched the footages made with the ZR already know that it looks absolutely fantastic. So 16-bit colors are so much more, are trillions of colors, trillions, so much more colors than the 12-bit. However, in terms of the image quality, image look, let's say, it's not beyond the footage from the Nikon ZR. It's just with the compression. I didn't look about the compression anything. I cannot say how good the compression is because I didn't study now the Sony, and I didn't want to make such a long video. It was more about the announcement, and that's it. But I want to say that Nikon, guys, wake up and make something, because the camera is almost 1 year in October, November. In November will be 1 year since, or in October when it came out, the ZR, and you still didn't put the thing that we asked you to put. For example, I don't need things that other ask, like open gate. Never use it, open gate, never. I don't need it, never and ever. Yeah. But the compression, it's a must. If you do a camera and you want that the camera be used by people, you must put a compression, because otherwise it's useless, that camera. It's a beautiful camera, but it is useless. So if you are not going to wake up, Sony may take the game, and you may again become the obsolete as you were in front of Canon and other like Sony before. You gain the terrain, the space, you gain the space in the game just because you bought red and you made this camera, but you made it absolutely wrong, the wrong way. So you have to do this. You have to put the compression exactly as it is in the red cameras, as it is in the Komodo X, Komodo series. We have all the beautiful compressions. It's still a RAW format. It's still great, but with compression, so the files are moderately. They are not huge, so we can use it. Please, Nikon, wake up. And see you next time, guys. Bye-bye. Так, хорошо. Получилось? Получилось. Главное, чтобы согреть копёр, ему прежде не.